How is it going, everyone? We have a brand new PlayStation Store sale as the summer sale is coming to an end. It is the Gamescom sale. Gamescom 2025 is coming up. I believe opening night will be August the 19th, and the thing about it is, honestly, these PlayStation Store sales, you know, it's good to cover them. There's always deals to cover. However, we have to come to the conclusion at this point that they are just, for the most part, names that they cycle around, and they just put random games on sale every single time. There are sometimes, a few times, that they're, okay, you'll do something specific to a certain holiday, or, you know, maybe a horror theme sale. I don't even think they do that often, but there's over 3,500 deals for this Gamescom 2025 sale. How are all 3,500 of these deals tied to Gamescom? Nobody knows. I'm not even gonna question it at this point. You guys get the... I know a lot of you guys bring this up in the comments section. I just think it's comical. It's like, we just came off the summer sale, and I said, the reason it feels like they do the 2-week waves of deals is so when it's time to end the summer sale and kick off a new sale, they can just bring back the deals that they ended in wave 1, and the cycle just repeats itself. It's a never-ending cycle, but you know what? Deals are deals. We cover them. They do the best on this channel. I make no bones about it. I get a lot of you guys say, oh, it's the same deals over and over again. Well, it's not like a billion games are coming out every week. You know, it is what it is, but there's also new audiences checking out these videos, and you get the idea. But let's talk about the deals. Ark Survival Ascended, 50% off for $22.49. Monster Hunter Wilds, 20% off for $56. Definitely wait for a deeper discount on that or some significant updates. Street Fighter 6 still at $30. Look, I love Street Fighter 6. I thought it was a great game. Like, I really enjoyed the single-player campaign of that game, but would like to see that a little bit cheaper. Like, $19.99 I think would be ideal. Given that it came out in June of 2023, I think it's time for that to get a little bit cheaper. Diablo 4 expansion bundle, $35 on that isn't all too bad. Diablo 4, the base game, was just the PS Plus title, so keep that in mind, but that'll get you Vessel of Hatred as well. I don't think that's too bad of a pickup. A Way Out is $5.99. A lot of you guys may have played Split Fiction, one of the best games of the year. A Way Out was Hazelight's first game, and it was really, really well done. Another co-op title, definitely worthwhile there. Bloodborne, $9.99. Will we get the Bloodborne remaster announcement at Gamescom? Is that why Bloodborne is a part of this sale, Lesby? No, that's not why Bloodborne. Come on, man. But, yeah, it's fantastic. One of those Souls-like games that your boy really enjoyed. Bloodborne is still, to this day, my favorite Souls-like game of all time. I know I'm not the guy to do the complete breakdowns, but I love that game from an atmosphere and a setting standpoint, and I've always said that that is the element of the games, Souls-like games, that draw me in the most. That's why I like Lies of P so much as well. Resident Evil 4, $19.99 on that. You're taking one of the greatest games of all time, remaking it. What do you get? One of the greatest games of all time again. Last of Us Complete Collection. It's Last of Us Part 1 and 2, $80. Let me actually look into, like, there's got to be some digital... No, it's actually, by the looks of it, just Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. Which this is an absolute ripoff, so don't buy that. Disney Dreamlight Valley, $28. All the various editions on sale. Final Fantasy XIV Complete Edition, $36 on that. Guilty Gear Strive, $19.99. Super slick fighting game. It's an Arc System Works fighting game, so you know, at least from a presentation standpoint, it's gonna be one of the best fighting games on the market. Crash Bandicoot bundle, Insane Trilogy and CTR, and then they have the Crash Spyro Triple Play bundle, where you get both trilogies and you get CTR Crash Team Racing, so that's $35, and I think that would be the best route to go. Warhammer 40k Darktide is $28. Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections is $33. I don't know why, but I feel like these anime games from Bandai Namco have gotten juiced up in price, and, bro, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections was such a thrown together, not sloppy release, but it was obviously like, yo, let's just throw a Naruto game out there for the sake of throwing a Naruto game out there. I feel like that should be $15 at this point. Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition, $39.59. You get Burning Shores with that as well. Forbidden West is a really solid game. I highly recommend it, but, yeah, I feel like most of you guys have played it at this point, but if you haven't, obviously play Zero Dawn first, as Forbidden West is a direct sequel and very narrative heavy, even though Forbidden West's narrative gets a little crazy for my liking, but, Yeah, $39.59 on that. Batman Return to Arkham, $4.99. Brother, when I do that under $5 video and Batman Return to Arkham makes its way on over and I have a meltdown about Rocksteady and how washed they are, you know people are gonna be like, bro, this guy and Batman Arkham again. Well, Batman Arkham is great, and even if 98% of you have the game, guess what? 2% of the viewers don't, and if you don't, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, those games still hold up incredibly well. I did a playthrough of Arkham Asylum just a couple of years ago, and I remember just being like, man, this game is still really, really great. Visuals are still good, gameplay is still enjoyable, and Batman, I'm not a big superhero guy, but Batman and Spider-Man, those are the two superheroes that I really gravitate towards, and, you know, I like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, and the whole Guardians of the Galaxy. Wolverine is cool, but, yeah, I'm not a big superhero guy, but always have dug Batman. Detroit Become Human, $9.99. I actually saw someone recently in the comment section, I think yesterday or the day before that, say that, they want to pick up Detroit. Well, here you go. It is a great game, and I think a lot of these games that looked at like the future of mankind, I feel like it's super interesting to play them now as, you know, you see the direction of the world and whatnot. Detroit is a little bit crazy, but it's a fantastic narrative-driven game. $9.99, great pickup on that, definitely recommend it. What else? Well, Battlefield 4, how about that? $4.99, the last Battlefield game, I think a lot of people would say was really, really great, although Battlefield 6 seems to be changing the perception on that, so $4.99 on that. I mean, I like the campaign of Battlefield 4, and I thought Battlefield 6 had a great debut trailer. You want to watch a great trailer? Battlefield 4's debut trailer. Now, I don't know if it was the debut trailer. I think it was. It was the one with the Rihanna song, Run This Town. Man, like, EA, when they want to cook with the Battlefield trailers, they can cook with the Battlefield trailers, you feel me? But, yeah, $4.99 on that. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Deluxe Edition is $19.99. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy Standalone, $16 on that. Would like to see that down to, like, $9.99. That, trilogy on Steam recently was actually $4, so to see this at 16 bucks, that's a little bit hefty for my liking. Walking Dead Telltale Definitive Series, $12.49 on that is absolutely excellent. That, again, on Steam recently was $4.99, but, yeah, for the value in that bundle, all 4 seasons, Michonne, 400 Days, the mini seasons as well, $12.50 for that is just a steal. Middle-earth Shadow of War, $4.99. Unravel 2, $4.99. Far Cry on sale. Persona 3 Digital Premium is $45. I would just get the base game on that. No real reason to get the Digital Premium Edition. And speaking of which, I flipped the page. Persona 3 Reload is $31.49, 55% off. I do believe that is a historic low price point for Persona 3 Reload. I enjoyed Persona 3 Reload. Look, Persona 3 still has some dated aspects, and it is a ground-up remake, but it still is fundamentally retaining a lot of the aspects, like the Tartarus. I think Tartarus, from a design standpoint, isn't ideal, but you know, it is what it is. Still a good pickup at that price point. Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package, $40 on that. Given all the content you're getting, that's a great pickup. The only bummer is you don't get the Remind DLC in that, which is unfortunate, but you get Kingdom Hearts 1, you get Kingdom Hearts 2, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, Rechain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is in there as well. So the value in that bundle is quite high. Kingdom Hearts 3 standalone is $24, which to me is a little bit overpriced, but it's Square Enix. Square Enix games hold up in price for eons, so it is what it is. Bleach Rebirth of Souls is $42. I'm a huge Bleach guy. I love the game. The campaign is actually quite lengthy. Now, a lot of that is, you know, retelling the narrative of Bleach, but from a stylistic standpoint, man, the presentation is great. The soundtrack is awesome to that game. Just an awesome, awesome soundtrack. But, again, I'm a huge Bleach guy, so obviously I was going to enjoy it. $42 probably going to be seen as a little bit pricey. The Ultimate Edition is $70, and they just dropped some DLC for it not too long ago. Resident Evil Village Gold Edition is $14.99. RE9 gonna have a big gameplay showcase, or just a showcase. I don't know if they said it was gameplay, but a big showcase at Gamescom, and, you know, makes sense to put the Resident Evil games at really good prices. They also have the RE2, or I should say the Resident Evil Remake Trilogy with RE2, RE3, and 4, the Gold Edition. That is $40.49. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, $30.09 on that, 57% off there. Not a bad deal, I mean, for the 2 people that don't own it, but, you know, there's always those 2 people that are just, you know, around the premise. I saw somebody say they recently just picked up a PS5, they didn't have a PS4, like, brothers, there's always people, you guys would be surprised. I get, like, you hardcore PlayStation guys know everything and you guys have everything, but that audience that is just coming on board, a lot of these deals, man, I'd be frothing at the mouth if I just picked up a PS5 and you got Spider-Man Ultimate Edition and you never played Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales and you get both for 30 bucks. That's a great deal. So, you know, somebody's gonna pick it up and enjoy it. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, $19.99. That is honestly what I would recommend to pick up if you want to catch up on the games before Ninja Gaiden 4. I get that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black came out, but it's $32 and change or something like that. It's just too pricey. Get Sigma 1, Sigma 2, Razor's Edge. Yes, the games are a little bit janky, and the camera, oh my god, the camera. Hopefully they remedy that in Ninja Gaiden 4. But, yeah, fighting the camera is a battle in its own right, but, yeah, $19.99 for that for all 3 games. I think that's pretty good. Sonic Origins, $10.49. Shadow of the Colossus, $9.99. SOTC is one of the greatest video games of all time, often in the top PS2 games list, and that PS4 remake was really done by One Blue Point Games. What else we got? We got My Hero 1's Justice. Lords of the Fallen Deluxe Edition, $19.99 on that. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, $5.09. That's a little bit expensive than more expensive than usual. $4.49 is the usual price point. I keep up on these things, especially when it comes to a game as great as Sleeping Dogs, one of the best games I've played in, you know, not of all time. I think that would be a little bit, but it's a great game that I would, desperately want a sequel of. Yakuza Zero is $11, another franchise that got its games price juiced up. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, this is definitely a historic low. 85% off for $4.49. This is the kind of deal you sometimes find as a sleeper in these PlayStation Store sales. $4.49 on AC Syndicate is tremendous. AC Syndicate is super underrated. Definitely go pick that up. And for $4.49, that's an awesome deal. 60 FPS on PS5 now as well. For a while, it wouldn't even run properly on PS5. They got it fixed up, and now it's 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, it was the game that didn't do all too well commercially and led to Assassin's Creed evolving into what it is today and completely ruining my fandom of Assassin's Creed, but what can you do? These things do happen in the gaming world, but yeah, $4.49 on that. Naruto Storm Trilogy for $14. You get Storm 1, 2, and 3. Storm 2 is a legit great campaign and covers the best part of Naruto in my opinion, so that's a great pickup, and yeah, you got the other 2 games, definitely a good buy there. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age, $19.99. I loved Final Fantasy XII. I think it's a great game, but I know not everybody's crazy about it. Okay, so it looks like a lot of the Assassin's Creed games are at historic lows because Unity is also $4.49. That's an awesome pickup for $4.49. Definitely a worthwhile pickup there. Unity is one of those games that obviously at launch was a technical disaster, but over the years as it's gotten fixed, a lot of people have gone back, played it, seemingly have really enjoyed it. I need to go back and do another playthrough of it because when I initially played it, it was on PC and it was a disaster. It was an absolute unmitigated disaster on PC, but yeah, $4.49 on that. What else we got? Resident Evil 2 Deluxe, $12.49. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, $7.99. Burnout Paradise, $4.99. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, $14.99 on that, which is pretty good. Monster Hunter World base game is $9.99. Honestly, I would get World over Wilds at this point if you want to get into Monster Hunter, given the price point, and you can get the expansion as well, and it'll cost a fraction of what Wilds is. The Division is $4.49. Wolfenstein The New Order is $4.99. So why is Naruto Storm 4 so expensive? $25. Bro, I know, like, I'm a diehard Naruto fan. I'm down bad for Naruto, but, like, come on, man. $25 for Storm 4? Get out of here. Bayonetta, $6.24. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink for $27. Good to see that get cheaper and cheaper. I really enjoyed that game. Wish it had a little bit better post-launch support, but it is what it is. DMC5 and Virgil, $7.49 on that. Tales of Arise, $19.99. That, I feel like I've seen that down to $9.99, and that would be the ideal price point. Star Ocean: The Second Story are $25 for that. Square Enix game. It's also a Square Enix, like, remaster, and those hold up in price for eons. Look at Tactics Ogre, and just Square Enix games in general, brother. It doesn't have to be remasters. Dio Field Chronicles is still $20, and it's effing Dio Field Chronicle. Like, what are we doing here, Square? Can we get your games a little bit cheaper? Resident Evil Revelations, $4.99. I think one of the more underrated Resident Evil games. I really enjoyed it. Just keep your expectations in line from a technical standpoint, as it was initially a 3DS game. Rise of the Tomb Raider, $5.99. You know, I love the Tomb Raider games since the reboot. I actually saw, like, a viral tweet recently about how no video game character has been kind of relegated out of its, you know, position, its stature as it once was than Lara Croft, or Lara Croft as well. You guys get what I'm saying. Lara Croft has been one of the more diminished characters over the last couple of decades, and, you know, my fandom for Lara Croft and Tomb Raider came with Tomb Raider 2013 and ROTR, but I get it, like, Lara Croft was kind of like a cultural icon in the late 90s and early 2000s, and that's not necessarily the case. Maybe it would help if Tomb Raider got more consistent game releases. I don't know, maybe that would be beneficial if we didn't have to wait 8 years in between games, but it is what it is. What else we got? Judgment, $9.99 on that for the PS5 version. PS4 version is $7.49. Love Judgment. Think it's a great gateway into the RGG titles as well. Definitely recommend that. And it's cheaper than Yakuza Zero. That's kind of insane to think about. Yakuza Zero is $11. Judgment is $9.99 for the PS5 edition. Kind of wild there. Yakuza Kiwami 2, $11 a pop on that. Would be nice also if Zero, we eventually get that director's cut update. English voice acting and all that, you know, that would be pretty nice, and, you know, people not trying to pay $50 on Switch 2, get a game key card, and, you know, I'm talking about buying these games digitally anyway, but you got the idea. $500 for the Switch 2, $450, and then Yakuza 0 for $50. I don't think a lot of people are trying to do that, but, Yakuza 0 is tremendous, so it is what it is, but, yeah. Shadows of the Dam Remastered, 20% off for $19.99. Unicorn Overlord, 60% off for $24. Awesome, awesome deal there. Great JRPG. Until then, you want a game that'll tug at the emotional heartstrings, you want a narrative-driven game that's really well done, Until Then for $11 is phenomenal. A sleeper game there, but I highly recommend it. Throwback visual style, but really, really well done. Definitely give that game some love. Soul Hackers 2, $14.99 on that. I really enjoyed Soul Hackers 2 more than most people, man, but I get that a lot of people didn't like it. It is what it is. I think for 15 bucks, it's a pretty good deal. Grandia HD Collection is $19.99. AC4 Black Flag Gold Edition. Okay, so that won't get a historic low price when even though a remake is on the way. I guess maybe they don't want people buying the, I don't know, buying the original and then not buying the remake. But, yeah, AC4 is goated, but I would wait for the remake at this point, and, yeah, $14.99 on that. One Piece Odyssey Deluxe, $29.99. I saw One Piece Season 2 for Netflix got, like, a trailer, and Season 3 already confirmed. I'm not a big One Piece guy. So many people have told me, oh, dude, you just gotta watch the 1,100 episodes, and it's one of the most, oh my god, Ace, dude. I remember when the thing happened with Ace, and that was, like, global news. It was all over social media, and, like, I don't know if I'm spoiling it for people, but, at this point, it was, like, global news that if you're even a fringe knower of what One Piece is, you know that story, but nonetheless, One Piece Odyssey Deluxe Edition, $29. I really did enjoy that game. Not to go on a tangent on One Piece, I really did enjoy that game. I think Chopper is cool as hell, so yeah, $29.99 on that. Chance of Sonar, $13 for that. I know people really enjoyed Chance of Sonar, never got around to playing it. Catherine Full Body, $7.99. What else we got? Wipeout Omega Collection is $9.99. That's great. Planet of Lana, $7.99 on that. Sleeper deal there. But I will end the video here as I am going on a tangent, and yeah, definitely check out all the deals. A lot of good stuff. Sword and Fairy Together Forever, that is $9.99 if you're a Plus subscriber, which I would believe is a historic low. That's a sleeper deal there as well. So some stuff certainly to check out. I got to page 14 of 115, so, you know, a lot of, you know, searching for me to do, but expect more coverage on it. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.